Hello friends, this is part 2 of my imposter syndrome video. If you've yet to see part 1, I invite you to watch that video. I'm going to leave a link somewhere here or check in the description below. I encourage you to watch that first and then come back to this one. If you did come back to this one, you watch it, welcome back. It's great to have you here. In this video, I'm going to talk about a remedy to imposter syndrome, one that you may not have considered. What I have found is that if you consider using one of the 7 sins of human nature to counteract imposter syndrome, it could be an effective way to outlive your potential. And that particular sin that I'm referring to is pride. Pride is about this sense of proudness that one has about themselves. It is often downplayed in society. Reason being is ultimately too much pride makes people feel uncomfortable and makes them feel insecure. And in a way, it can also create an illusion of how good someone actually is. Now, they are all true. I'm not arguing about those points. Just consider what pride and the way that you consider and your experience of the way that you've seen pride in this world. It is often downplayed in society. Would you agree? Now, how that matches with imposter syndrome is, I talked about pride being suppressed. We suppress it, and I mentioned it just then, to remain humble and to remain modest within the population that we're in. Now, they're good things. You want to do that. However, the downside of that is that you are not living up to your potential. You may be a lot better than what you are encouraged to display. You have been normalized because you have to downplay pride. So if you are in the top 1%, say you're over here, but society has this bell curve and you can't be this good because you just turn all these people off with insecurity. You have to come back to where the bulk of the people are. So what you've done is that you've downplayed your potential because you're not allowed to show pride. It makes people feel insecure. But when it comes to imposter syndrome, and if you don't consider this, you will always live in that vortex of imposter syndrome. You will always think that, oh my God, I have the corner office. I'm the highest ranking position in my organization. Yet society tells me that I need to be modest. I need to be humble. I can't show off my achievements. If I brag, I may upset people. I may be offending people and they will judge me poorly. All those true things will play back into you. It's all part of human nature. So we are encouraged to repress pride. So to tie it up with imposter syndrome, what I suggest is to find an optimal level of pride. Don't have none, because you'll have extreme imposter syndrome. And then if you go along the curve, you want to find an optimal amount of pride, and now you're in the middle, which is the modest area. However, if you really are good, and if you're true to yourself that you really are good, it's okay to show a little bit more pride, because you really may be in that top 1%. You may be in that top 1%. I say that again. Where is that optimal level of pride? Now that's a very difficult way to measure because it's all relative. And I have 2 suggestions that I would link into a future video. How do I find a level of modesty, yet without coming across too much? I will talk about that in the future video. And the two things that I'm going to use is the Dunning-Kruger effect and proximity effect. Follow me, subscribe, comment, stay with me for that next video where I talk about how my strategy of how to optimize your pride. Friends, that's the end of this video. Like I said, share this video if you found some value. Definitely click the thumbs up because it helps me bring this video up and share this free love to everybody. My goal is to get it out to as many people as possible. Everyone suffers from imposter syndrome, I believe, to a certain degree. And with these sorts of videos and with these sorts of knowledge, you can consider and look at it critically. My aim of my game is that I love social science and I love conversation. I love spoken communication. My way of these videos is to bring out the best in your life. Bring out your potential. Friends, I hope to see you in the next video.